Boom. This. Good morning. Day. September 11th. September 11th. Good morning. Good morning. Be careful. Hang on, let me turn that on. Listen to Corbett. Oh, did I post that? I think I posted that. Whistleblower apocalypse. 9/11. They're not investigating, not reinvestigating. Hey, tell me if is the sound all right? Because I've got a different, this is a headset. It went swimming for a little bit. Hang on. I need to post this. Sometimes headsets go swimming. This one went swimming in coffee, I think. So I'm not sure if you can even hear me. Good morning. Good morning. Let me post this out to Page Manager. Corbett reports dropping the whistleblower apocalypse for 9/11. So I want to make sure I post that out. Be careful today now, y'all. Be careful. You know the deep state don't like that. I know all the truth is getting ready to line up. The hell is going on with 9/11? Reinvestigate. That's always my position. When somebody kills 3,000 of your friends, family, and countrymen, and 5 million people around the world after 9/11, and the murder, the killings was treated like a botched, hidden, secret, quiet murder investigation, led and covered up by people with dual citizenship. Can we hashtag get another investigation by people, lords that don't have dual citizenship? Our people were attacked. We need to know what the hell happened. I'm all about, look, and this is not a 9/11 talk. I'm all about, we need to hand the investigation to impartial people. And I think when thousands of people die, you can't have people who always lie do the investigation. I don't think that's a job for the federal government. I don't think there's a federal agency that I would trust in any investigation, not at the USS Liberty and all the false flags that got us into every single war. I don't trust anything that they say. Y'all trust what they say. I don't trust what they say. I ain't out there getting ready to vote for more liars and killers. No, sir. No, not governing me. This is not governing, it's rule. I think that you take that investigation and you give it to local law enforcement. I would trust local law enforcement. I think that when 3,000 people died, you pick 300 local law enforcement investigators, detectives, you hand them all the files, give them all the information they need, and let them do the investigation. That's what I think. And I might trust that. Y'all don't trust police. I trust them a hell of a lot more than y'all do. I know they like to investigate things. I know they like to get popular on uncovering things. And your federal government likes to get unpopular. Well, no, they like to stay in power, covering things up, creating false flags. Into the pocket. Oh, but we had good news. We got good news, y'all. We got good news. Good news. Good news. Good news. Good news. Good news. GNU. I think the Trumpers gonna win today, y'all. I don't know in this Facebook game. I think the Trumpers might win today. John Bolton got fired. Did y'all hear about that? John, ding dong, the witch is dead. Ring your bells, get out of bed. However the song goes. Damn it. I think it would be better. So we got to talk about John Bolton for a minute. A war criminal got fired. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Government, they always do just enough to keep you believing. My Trump people will go crazy today. Q is probably on fire. He probably didn't get to his website. Does Q got a website? Ding dong, the witch is dead. John Bolton got fired. But I don't actually think that means as much, though, as we want it to mean. You know, power, here's my thing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just know that the lords and kings always conspiring against me. I know that. You don't need to tell me that, damn it. I've been here 40-some years. I know what's going on with that. Let me clean. I'm looking a little fuzzy. Look like there might be a booger on my screen. Somebody sneezing up boogers or something. Shoot, there we go. Now I'm clear. Woo! How y'all doing this morning? All right. Let's get into it. Let me bring up the comments over here. But y'all be careful with that 9/11 stuff today. You know they're gonna have that learning software on high. They have no interest in your opinions about an investigation they covered up. Your thought doesn't matter. Your ideas aren't important. Your theories don't matter. When people die, what they say is king. Hang on, let me get the comments over here. Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. How y'all doing this morning? Yeah, I don't agree with the whole 9/11 investigation. I don't agree with it. I completely don't agree with it. I don't agree with it on the grounds of the people who did it habitually lie. That's what I take. You got the fifth. What is the Fifth Amendment? Plead the fifth. I'm a plead to lie. They're lying bastards. I don't ever trust them. I don't ever trust them. I stand by the families of 9/11. I stand by the firefighters. I think that all those people died because they thought they could get them out in time. I thought they could get out most of them. They had no idea how heroic the firefighters are. They didn't think anybody would run into a burning building to go rescue people, and they sure did. And I think we got to stand by them. I think we got to stand by the families. You investigate, 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 and don't stop. Investigate. Keep investigating. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. You got to uncover all the truth. We need to know where all the money came from, where the pencils came from for the terrorist office, where they all got their visas from that same office that the CIA used to bring in terror or the Mujahideen from Bin Laden. What was it? 15 of the attackers all came in with CIA blessing from the same office. Most of the passports came from the same lady. Come on, man, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, we can be adults. You know, we have to stand up for each other. If we don't stand up for you, this is what they're gonna do right here. Because the elites, they like knocking buildings down, damn it. Because John Bolton, you make these deals with these big corporations. The corporations want the money. The government wants the power. They work together. You got an oligarch. And they like to knock buildings down. Y'all see my little kid over here? Your little kid behind me. Right there. See how sad he looked? Like, oh, I could have wanted to be born in a world with adults, but I was born into a world with gaslit children. A left and a right fighting, can't even walk down the street. Good morning, everybody. All right. John Bolton is gone. I almost said he was dead. I'd be really smart. I might not even be able to post a video. I'm sorry, he's a war criminal. He killed millions of people. I don't want him dead. Like I said, I don't blame nobody. We're all born into this ridiculous world. Getting fired is the DC specialty. Yeah, it is, but they make a lot of money after firing Lori. They just go to work for these contractors and they become lobbyists, and he'll make more money being fired than anything else. It was like the Rockefellers. Johnny D. Good. When he got fired, when they took down Standard Oil and they broke it up, that's when he actually made his billions. People don't know that. They think he made his billions ahead of time. He made his billions when they split the company up, because all of this stuff is cronyism. It's all a lie. Always is. Yeah, good at him. TR. John will be replaced by another warmonger. Because that's the deal, Christine. That's the deal. And that's why I'm not going to give my Trump friends too much rope. I'm not going to give them too much. Because they fired him, but we're an oligarchy. Everything that makes profit is true. They're just going to bring in another war criminal. It's just like the president. It's just like the lords and the Congress and the Senate and all of that stuff. And all they do is swap them out. You think big corporations are going to say, yeah, it's okay, you got rid of John Bolton. We don't want to make money with war no more. We're going to grow lettuce. That is not how the military-industrial complex works, unfortunately. And we got a lot of people lined up to vote for it, so get ready for more. They're going to find a worse war criminal, someone who people trust more. That's what's going to happen. I was screaming at the TV for the firemen to stop going in. Well, Lori, because you got it. You knew that you have a lying government. They don't know how to tell the truth. I didn't. I was gaslit back then. I was working in the pharmaceutical industry. At the time, they rolled the TV in. It was a tube TV. Most of my millennials have no idea what the hell is a tube TV. Is it in a tube or something? What the hell is a tube TV? They rolled it in the office, and we were all watching. I was like, go save our people. Get in there, go save them. And then the buildings came down. I was like, what? Because you know what, Lord? Because I grew up, what was the name of that movie? The Towering Inferno. Y'all remember that? Where it was a documentary. Well, it was a real fire. I think it was in Chicago, where that massive building caught on fire and it burned for didn't it burn for like 24 hours or something? And the people kept going to different floors and hiding and stuff, and the building didn't fall. The building did not fall. So I stand by the firefighters. I stand by the firefighter commissioner and the Commission Guild, which a couple of them getting together in New York saying the thing needs to be reinvestigated under new evidence that there were charges possibly placed. And then the whistleblowers for Building 7. It's like a whistleblower apocalypse. If y'all ain't spending time with James Corbett, you need to go to his YouTube page and subscribe. It's the reason they don't let that man on Facebook. All right. Courtney hates this day. Courtney, don't hate this day, girl. Stop hating. Why are you such a hater? Don't be hating it. This is a good day. Remember, there's no such thing as evil. There's no such thing as evil. You got sustainable and unsustainable. Speaking of that, where the hell's Andy? Sustainable and unsustainable. I like his definition. You know, this is a day, not in infamy, but a day in unsustainability. We know this is not sustainable, having a Lion A government that never tells the damn truth, that got dual citizenship with other nations. We know that this isn't working. This ain't gonna work out. So I love this day. I love the day. I don't love what happened on the day, but I love the day because it's always darkest before the dawn, right? You know, when things happen that you see are unsustainable, then you can make good decisions. Now, Courtney, I get your hate though, because they ain't make good decisions. Our people ain't making, no, they line up to make more bad ones. Oh, hell no, they gonna keep lying, voting for them lying lords. They're not gonna make good decisions. So you can expect more days like today. That's just how it's gonna be, because until New York looks like this, people ain't gonna stop voting. They probably still vote when it look like this and got kids still living under in the subway tunnels. Tuesday was my day off back then. Yeah, okay, Laura, you did not shoot. I was in slavery all day. I used to work, I think I used to work like 6 days a week back then, big pharmaceutical companies, which most people don't even connect the dots. The war, the cancers people got from inhaling all the toxins, possibly asbestos. Yeah, Megs, and is it lithium? What the hell is NASA spraying in the sky? I forgot already. I think it's lithium. Something like that they're spraying in the sky. I had my allergies were acting up yesterday, and you know what? I'm always blaming pollen. Sometimes I wonder, is it really pollen that I'm out the blue? You get these pollen alerts, and I'm looking at the trees, and I mean, some of them, got the ragweed, you got some of them flowering, but I don't see a whole lot of flowering going on. The weather's jacked up, but we're getting these pollen alerts in the fall. Like, is it really a pollen alert, or is NASA had a lithium spray last night they didn't want to tell us about? And so we get our cough and allergies. We start blaming nature, like climate change. We start blaming nature. Damn it, the pollen in the trees. I need to go get some weed killer and kill my lawn and poison the aquifers. So ding dong, the witch is dead. John Bolton, but no, he's not dead. Dang it. He just got promoted. He got promoted out of Washington. He now can make some real money. No, I'm not going to give my Trump friends that. I'm glad John Bolton's gone, but I'm pretty sure he's going to make a lot more money. So we'll jump right into that. But yeah, I don't believe nothing about the 9/11 investigation. All day long, you should be talking about stand by the families. When people get murdered, you don't ever stop the investigation. There is no end to an investigation when people are murdered. When new evidence comes up, you reinvestigate. New evidence, you reinvestigate. You find your government covered up, you fire all of them. You find they have dual citizenship, you fire all of them, and you reinvestigate. That's what you do. All right, I want to take a look at this. John Bolton got fired.
America, our nation's capital.
Trump.
Hello again.
Go on, Trump.
I'm Rick Sanchez. We've got a very thematic newscast for you. I think you're going to enjoy this. Look, I don't think that I'm overstating tonight's lead when I say there's a general sense of satisfaction, if not glee, all over the world today with the news that National Security Advisor John Bolton has been fired. Of course, I mean he resigned. Wink. John Bolton is an American nationalist who also happens to be a neoconservative, who also happens to be a guy that even hawks say is too hawkish. Even the hawks call him hawkish. And listen, that's saying something with this crowd. If you know nothing about John Bolton, know this. To this day, when more than 90% of Americans say that the invasion of Iraq was an unmitigated disaster, which has set our foreign policy back probably something like 50 years in the Middle East, John Bolton, who was one of those who pushed for the invasion with lies, as we know, still thinks it was a good idea, a good thing to...
Hold on, I'm curious about this. So 90% of Americans think that Iraq was a bad idea? Y'all do? 90? Are you sure it's 90%? 90? Is it 90? Or is it 9? They got angry faces. I'm confused. Maybe somebody else is confused with me. 90% of y'all think it was a bad idea, and probably half of the people in Congress is still there. And it's a bad idea, but we still gonna vote for him. Bad idea, but let's keep voting for him. It was a bad idea. They didn't have the evidence. They didn't attack us. We knew it was inside job. Government done covered it up. We didn't have dual citizenship. Bad idea. But they're going to get right out there and vote for him again and again and again And again, that's why I know it's the education system. Might be the lithium NASA spraying. Might be the DDT in the well water. Could possibly be the glyphosate getting trapped in people's brains. But if 90% agree that starting a world war, because that's what it is, we got bases we got 1,000 bases around the world almost now. If you think it's a bad idea, why is it a good idea to keep voting for these people? If it's a bad idea, you're supposed to stop voting for the bad idea-isms. You're supposed to stop voting for the bad idea people. It's a bad idea apocalypse right now. And because y'all still voting for it. This might be an anti-vote day because it's 9/11. I don't know why in the world y'all vote for the people that covered up the killing of your people. I don't get
to invade. Look, if there is a Bolton doctrine, it goes something like this. Any country in the world that doesn't agree with the United States, its economic interest, or even its allies, is fodder for regime change and covert or military intervention. And more often.
Yes, but hold on, but there's more to that formula. They can't have a Rothschild bank. They gotta have a weak military because we cowards, unfortunately, we like to attack the weak. We don't help the weak. We like to attack the weak. They gotta have some minerals and resources, some rubber, some oil, some coltan, something that we want. And Lori said something there, and we were scared to open mail. Yes, we were, Lori, because that was a mind thing. The Muslims were coming to get us. They were putting anthrax in our mail. We were all scared to open mail. Like it's a psychological thing. This is all that Eddie Bernays propaganda stuff. The only difference was back then, like Bolton had to pay for it. He had to pay for it out of his own paycheck, and you had all the war criminals, Bush and McCain, and all, they had to pay for it out of the petty cash. But now they got the Propaganda Act. It's all legal now. They can mail anthrax everywhere on your tax dollars. They can mail you anthrax, and it's 100% legal. That's why I say all laws are illegal.
More often than not, his policies have done more harm than good. See, that's the problem in the end, right? And you know what else it's done? It's caused the United States, our country, to be more hated around the world. You think I'm kidding? Let's go to the map. Come on. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take you through these countries. Let's start in Venezuela. Is there a clearer example than Venezuela, where Bolton has initiated 3, count them, coups in Venezuela? He's anointed a new president and come just short of sending in the Marines. Reality check on this one, Mr. Bolton. He's made Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez more popular and the people of Venezuela more anti-American than ever before. Let's move to Cuba. Bolton has cracked down on the government of Cuba at a time when Cuban officials were hoping to somehow reestablish relations with the United States. Reality check. Cuba and the United States are back on a Cold War footing exactly where they were 60 years ago. Good? Let's flip the map a little bit. I want to take you to a couple of other countries. Let's start with Libya. Mr. Bolton actually holds up Libya as the perfect model for how to eliminate a government. He actually calls it the Libya model, in quotes. Reality check. The U.S. and NATO's military intervention in Libya has turned the country into a hellhole.
All right, hang on. So let's link it all together, right? So I do find it interesting that Bolton was fired. He wasn't fired this morning, I imagine. He was fired yesterday. September the 10th, he was fired just before the day before 9/11. Right? All of it all links together because 9/11 was the fuel, it was the juice to fool the American intellect to start all these wars, right? To go replace all their banking systems with central Rothschild banks and rob them, steal their resources. So I think there's a link there. This all fits together between 9/11 and all the endless war since and the 5 million people that got killed. I also want to say something that Marjorie said, Marjorie D, reminding you people. Yes, I said you people. I'm allowed to say that. Reminding you people that there has not yet, no matter how far you look, no matter how dig down in the depths of the deep state NSA databases, beneath all of the naked pictures of all of the kids all around the world who have smartphones and they don't actually delete the pictures. They ain't never yet shown a picture of a plane flying to the Pentagon. Not yet. Somebody else might have seen it. I ain't seen it. one of the most secure buildings in the world. Once again, you can't rob a McDonald's without getting your butt on film. You can't rob a gas station without somebody catching you on camera. But apparently you can fly a 747 into the most secure building in the world because apparently the security system wasn't working that day. Isn't that funny how that works? Isn't that funny how that works? That's what I'm saying, Marjorie, when the story doesn't add up. This is why I say just give all the 9/11 investigation files to all the local police, all the detectives, 300 detectives. Spare no expense. Y'all go out there and investigate. One of the first things they're going to say is, where the damn picture? Where the damn video? Please. You know what? All right, I'm going to pick somebody out to cry. Angela Wellborn. You go on dry down to the Pentagon right now. You bust through the gate, see what happened. You see what happened? They will have you on no less than 300 tapes. But if you go get in the 747, they ain't going to have one tape because it wasn't one. I lean to he wasn't a whistleblower, not to a degree. He was a whistleblower from the perspective of a subject matter expert. What was the general's name? What was the general's name that said it had to be a missile? He said it had to be, there's no way that was an airplane. It was a missile. It was one of the American generals. Somebody posted a link, I forgot his name. And that's another thing, Julian Assange, by the way. I appreciate you dropping that funk, Lori. We got to keep an eye on Julian, because they can go investigate Julian, boy. They won't spare no expense to go get that dude who's whistleblowing on the wars, who's producing the information. But they ain't gonna spend no damn investigation money for 9/11. They ain't gonna reinvestigate that. They ain't gonna reinvest, because that's for you, because you're scared. They need you scared. That's how this works. That's how they get all these wars going, to get everybody scared to start lying about some freedom or something. No, it wasn't Colin Powell. Now y'all got me. It wasn't Colin Powell. What was the general's name? The general's name who said that 9/11 was a missile. Hang on, we'll take a pause for a minute. Let's find the general's name. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Was he a brigadier general? I think he was a brigadier general. 9/11 whistleblower. Come on. We're going to have gifts today. We're going to have presents for whoever puts the name out first. He was a general. Said 9/11 was a missile. 9/11 Pentagon missile. And this is funny. Let's see if Google. Schwarzkopf? No, I don't think it was Schwarzkopf, is it? What's the name of that general? Somebody. Bradley. I think it was Omar Bradley. I think that's him. Who is that on the spot? Lori, you won. Come on down. You won some oxygen. Come on. I'm going to wrap up some oxygen for Lori. Good one. I think that is his name. Omar Bradley. Let's see if we can find a quick video, because sometimes you get new people. And yeah, I think that's him. Isn't that him? Isn't that him? Is it? Omar Bradley missile. I think that's him. Didn't he have to flee the United States or something? You know, the funny thing is, I used to have these videos lined up. I remember used to do these little quick searches. They come right up. He's not coming up. All right, somebody else can post a link. I've thoroughly fished the official story as well. All evidence that I've been able to find is blatantly obvious, given the set of information available. Right, Jonathan? And that's what I'm saying, is that, you know, even a preschooler can tell you that this was all a lie. Yeah, it was a 5-star general, Lori. Tell you, I've taken the Lori. Lori, you're not gonna get the oxygen, girl. I think that's the wrong one. I don't think that's him. You're gonna have to send the oxygen back. We can put it in the mail for you. Let's do this. 9/11 Pentagon missile. Because they never produce a picture, right? And it's just like, oh, well, they don't want to produce a picture because they don't want you to know where the cameras are. Really? Really? You really? Have you ever driven down by the Pentagon, seen the picture? You can see the cameras on the damn lights. It's like at the grocery store. Everybody know the camera is there. They can show the picture. They're not gonna show the picture because there ain't no picture. Actually, they might show the picture now, because now they got all that Photoshop. Somebody right now, like, oh, they need to see a picture. They Photoshopping right now. Taking an airplane, they're putting it right over there. But they didn't show the picture. All right, the second plane inside. Looks like they might have scrubbed it, Lori. I think they might have scrubbed it. Yep, Yep, I'm not seeing anything. They just might have scrubbed it. They scrubbed it. But this is YouTube, this is Google. That's what they're going to do. You're not allowed to question your government. And it's not YouTube and Google, it's not them. They have to operate a business inside the United States. And so there's no way you're going to question what the federal government is doing. They got too much power. They done bought the damn states. They own the states. They tell the states what to do. Oh, yes, that's him. Miss T with the money. We're going to take the oxygen from Lori and it goes to Miss T. That's his name, Albert Stubblebine. Let's find Albert. Let's go find Brother Al, because Brother Al, that's it right there. That's why you got to carry smart people with you. Lori, I ain't saying you ain't smart, girl. I'm just saying. Let's see if it's still there. General Stubblebine. Brother Don is over on YouTube. Yes, that's him. Right there. Let me see. We got a quick. Yeah, this is the one I want to play right here. This is him.
I am Major General Albert Stubblebine. I am retired Army Major General.
Retired Army Major General. Subject matter expert. What does that mean? He knows a hell of a lot more than me. Okay, when it comes to missiles. He knows a hell of a lot more than me when it comes to war. He knows a hell of a lot more than me about what my government's always up to. Hashtag General Smedley Butler saying they're always lying, all the wars are rackets, and they get us in with false flags, all right? And the last person he knows more than, or two more people he knows more than, Stubblebine. He knows more than your politicians, and he knows more than you. All right, this is what you do. When the grown folks pull their drawers up and they get to speaking on something important, and you don't know because you ain't the subject matter expert, you shut the hell up and you just listen. This is what you do.
In my last assignment, my last command, I was responsible for all of the Army's strategic intelligence forces around the world.
That's a lot.
I had responsibility for the signals intelligence, photo intelligence, counterintelligence, human intelligence.
Y'all see that? 4 intelligences. 4 of them. How many you got? All right, most of y'all ain't got one. But 98% monkey. But he got 4 of them. 4 intelligences behind his name. Listen what
they all belong to me in my last assignment. I was supposed to find out what the enemy was doing before the enemy did it so that we could take action against the enemy.
Whoa. So now, in one of his intelligences, he's supposed to know what the enemy's gonna do. He's got predictive analysis. He needs to know all the data, sits in the meetings with the Joint Chiefs and all of that. And I'm making all that up because I don't know nothing about none of that. But it means that he understands he needs to know the mind of the enemy, what the enemy might do and what the enemy ain't gonna do. And what he said is the enemy ain't gonna get 747. That's what he said.
That's intelligence, okay? Before the fact. So
he also might know if the pentagon, because I think about this. Y'all know what a phalanx system is? Y'all know, I gotta show y'all phalanx. Hold on, we got research to do, people. Y'all know what a phalanx system is. Anybody know what phalanx is? Let me see if I can find one. Let's see, I'm not even gonna spell it right. Phalanx, because I don't even know ship defense. Do you know what one of these is? Have you ever heard of these? Have you ever heard one of these defend a ship? This is it right here. This is what was not on the Pentagon.
I paid into Medicare my whole life. Trump wants to cut it just to pay.
We don't want health care paid for by war. This is a phalanx system. And what you want you to believe is that these things are absolutely positive and totally operable. This is part of that. Look how big the bullets are. They put these on all the ships. They put them on the battleship, the aircraft carriers, and they're automated. But all the stuff I'm talking about automation, you got the robots that make the system software that's efficient. They put them on the ship. You hear that? So every ship in the ocean protected. That's why I think you hear that? How many bullets was fired? I don't know. I do know. You have to make Swiss cheese out of a damn 747. So once again, let's go back to the general. You listen to people who know what they're talking about. Because I guarantee you, if they put, hang on, you can't hear me. I don't know why you can't hear me. If they put that on all the ships, and they put that on the White House, they put it on all the places that people that they don't want to protect, because you think they care about the troops. still think supporting the troops? You still the 22 a day? You still think they care about the troops? USS Liberty? So they put that on all the ships all over. They put it on the embassies everywhere, but they did not put any on the pentagon. All right, you really believe that? This is probably why he knew it had to be a missile, because ain't no way no slow 747, ain't no way no Cessna, ain't no way you in a balloon and a blimp are getting anywhere near close to the Pentagon, the most protected building in the world, the Rothschilds' tip of the spear for destroying nations. Of course ain't no airplane gonna hit no daggone Pentagon.
We always rely not on a single piece of data before we make a statement, but on multiple. And the more pieces of data that you have that correlate, the better you know exactly what is going on. So I have had a lot of experience in looking at photographs. I have looked at many, many different kinds of photographs from many, many different platforms on many, many different countries around the world.
Okay, so on September...
We're gonna pause for a second because Bolton corrected me, and I appreciate this. We need some correctification sometime. 757, and somebody out there who has no damn idea what a 747 or a 757 is, I'ma clarify, because you like that, oh, see, he messed up. He didn't mess up. Bolton got him. Yeah, Bolton saying it because 757 can make it a 747. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. The 797 that doesn't even exist yet still ain't gonna hit that Pentagon, all right? 757 just means it carry more fools in it. That's all it means. It puts more 98% monkeys, got some more seats, might have a bigger engine and it's fatter. It still ain't gonna hit the Pentagon. Thank you for that clarification, by the way, Bolton.
For the 11 in 2001, what hit the Pentagon?
I don't know exactly what hit it, but I do know from the photographs that I have analyzed and looked at very, very carefully, it was not an airplane.
What made you believe that?
Well, for one thing, if you look at the hole that was made in the Pentagon, the nose penetrated far enough so that there should have been wing marks.
Hold on, I just seen something. I seen something. Let me take you back a minute. Because it is possible in this world that the Rothschilds would not put a camera on the Pentagon. It's possible. Anything's possible, y'all. Anything. We live in crazy time, crazy world, prison planet. But you know what I just saw? That's an American street. That's an American street. We got cameras everywhere. You can't hit a bump. You can't have a fender bender without a picture. So let me ask you a question. Where are the cameras from the stores? Because they had to fly low for a minute to get up to the Pentagon. Where are the cameras from the stoplights? Where are the cameras from the ATMs? Where are the cameras from people driving by? Where are the police cameras? Where are they? We are a camera nation. We got cameras everywhere. Damn it, where the satellite footage? Because I know you got it. You know they got it. You know that, right? You know that everything's being recorded. You do know that they know who you are. You know that they got a database that actually keeps track of you based on the top of your head, how you do your bun, whether you lost your hair, you're bald, and the top of your car. And they track you by that. They got a massive database that track every damn thing. But they don't have one damn picture. Just one, half a picture. Can we get something fuzzy and blurry like a UFO shot? They ain't got one. They ain't got one. You know what the funny thing is? And this is how I know. There's people in the CIA and the FBI and Homeland Security that's on the American side. You know why? Because they ain't producing it. That's how I know. We got brothers up there. I'm telling you, we got sisters and we got brothers and cousins, and they looking out for us. How do I know? Because I'm still talking. I'm running my mouth right now, and I don't see no drones up there just yet. And two, I can Photoshop that picture. Give me 20 minutes. I'm on the damn green screen. I can do that stuff in a minute. Ain't nobody doing it. Nobody in the Pentagon like, hey, John, we're gonna need you to Photoshop this picture. He's like, you know what? What is Photoshop? Mike, does anybody in the department know how to use Photoshop? No, you know what? The license expired. We don't, Adobe, somebody didn't pay the bill. We can't create the picture for the American people. They just gonna have to go on our word. That's how I know. It's full of humans. That's what I'm saying. We got a chance. A lot of people in the deep state giving us a chance because it's just like the pharmaceutical industry. These things are made of people. They're empathetic. They got children. They don't want to die. They don't want to live in an apocalypse. They actually like America, unlike the people at the top don't give two damns because they got retirements in Israel. But we're going to go there. But that's my question. I seen this. I want to see the ATM footage. Where the ATM pictures? None of them got produced because it didn't exist. Because he's right. It was a damn missile. It was a damn death energy ray. Do something. But it wasn't no damn airplane. Makes you know
the nose penetrated far enough so that there should have been wing marks on the walls of the Pentagon. I have been unable to find those wing marks. So where were they? Did this vehicle, or whatever it was, have wings? Apparently not, because if it had had wings, they would have made marks on the side of the Pentagon. One person counteracted my theory and said, oh, well, you've got it all wrong. And the reason that it's wrong is that as the airplane came across, one wing tipped down and hit the ground and broke off. I said, fine, that's possible. One wing could have broken off.
It could have, but where the dirt? Where the dirt? Listen, when I used to be a kid, we used to ride our bikes. Sometimes we go skid in the dirt, right? Like, cause you got your BMX, we little Gerard, got friends, we just rolling. And sometimes you kind of misjudge it, right? And your pedal hit the dirt and then you flip and all kind of bad stuff happens. But you got a mark. So you're trying to tell me that the airplane, it turned over and the wing just kind of dragged through the dirt and it didn't like flip the whole thing down and blow up. And the other thing about them wing things, you know what's in the wing things? You know where they put the petrol? The JP4 is in the wing thing. So if you fly in an airplane and the wing thing kind of tip and kind of hit the ground a little sort of kind, it's not like a pedal in a BMX bike. You're gonna get a whole lot of fire and the ship ain't, the airplane is not gonna make it into the Pentagon. Besides, the damn thing's going how many 100 miles per hour? This is how he knows, and he's going through all the evidence. And by the way, the Phalanx thing is very old technology, right? Phalanx, they put that on the ships back when we were kids. We have no idea what's on those ships now. We have no idea what protects it. I guarantee you they got the lasers. I guarantee you that they got some plasmic photon torpedo, something on top of the Pentagon, because they always lie about the technology that they have. So there's no way. I think even a missile could hit it. They had to, not only did they have to turn the cameras off and hide the tapes, but I think they probably had to turn off all the defensive systems. Like, all right, oh, dang, what's today? 9/11, the work request came in John's office, right off the fax machine. What the hell is this? Oh, I need to disable all the defensive systems for the Pentagon. All of them? Oh, and probably, I don't get paid enough for this. It's gonna take me 35 hours to turn every damn thing off. He just all morning, just turning keys, calling other departments. Hey, Mike, yeah, I need you to flip the switch and we got to turn the key at the same time. We got to turn off the lasers, turn off the photons, the missile defense. We need to turn that off, get the flanks, make sure that that's off, and you got the cameras. Okay, everything is shut down. This is why I'm saying I believe in the Freedom of Information Act. Governments can't have any damn secrets. I guarantee there's about 80 people in the Pentagon that know this is some bullshizzle. That's why they ain't using
But if I understand airplanes correctly, most airplanes have two wings.
Okay, he could be lying. That could be a lie. That could be a total lie. Most airplanes may not have two wings. How do we know? We don't know that. Look up. Have you ever seen an airplane? You can't even see the wings anymore because all the chemtrails coming out the back. I don't know if that's just one long line. I don't know. Maybe the airplanes ain't got it.
I haven't met an airplane with only one wing.
I know, but what?
So where was the mark for the second wing? Okay, one broke off. there should have been a mark for the second wing. I could not find that in any of the photographs that I've analyzed.
Hang on, well, hole in the story, because the second wing, because the first wing could have went in the ground and like just got buried deep, and they didn't want to dig it up because, you know, they was doing some gardening out there. They had the basil and some lettuce and tomatoes. They was growing. They didn't want to dig it up. They just left it down there. They didn't want to disturb the soil, no till gardening. And the other wing on the top, it should have clipped. It may not hit the building, but it should have like flipped and landed on the building on the other parking lot somewhere.
Now, I've been very careful to not say what went in there. Why? Because I don't have that evidence. I've never believed it was an airplane since I'd looked at the photographs. Up until that time I looked at the photographs, I accepted what was being said.
And that's the other side of it, because it's not even about the general. It ain't even about the general. I know people in the military, and they knew. They said that they knew when they saw the Pentagon, right? The people who actually fire the missiles, they won't say nothing. You got to like bring them up. And like I said, when you talk to your soldiers, you can't like talk to them in public on record. You just have to, hey, listen, you seen the Pentagon, right? You was in Iraq firing missiles at buildings, and you seen airplanes hitting buildings and airplanes crashing. Ask them to see what they tell you. They knew back then. I didn't know, Lori, like I said, I didn't know. I was gaslit. I was like, damn Muslims, we need to get them. George Bush said go shopping. Where's my credit card? I was out, get my credit card. I went to the mall. I live right down the street from one of the biggest malls in the world. And I went right down to that damn mall. Listen to my president. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to spend some money because that's how we fight terrorism, you darn Muslims.
After I looked at it, no way. We pride ourselves with the free press. I do not believe the free press is free anymore. It's very expensive. It's very expensive.
Deep statement.
And the press is saying what they have been told to say about this. Now,
and how would he know? Because he did in special intelligence for intelligence of the enemy intelligence, and your government's always lying to you because we need to know what's happening in intelligence. And he's a general intelligence, so he knows. Not because you had the whistleblowers that came out and said, yeah, the FBI, the CIA, wasn't it right? Running around with bags of money, just giving it to the media, getting them to lie. And this was before Clinton ruined everything with the Telecommunications Act. Now it's easy, and they got the Propaganda Act. So now you only got 6 corporations that own all the media, or 80% of the media. Now they don't have to do it anymore, but the free press ain't free.
Now, do I have proof of that? No. But I believe that certainly the stories that were told about 9/11 were false. I mean, you take a look at the buildings falling down. They didn't fall down because airplanes hit them. They fell down because of explosives went off inside. Demolition. Look at Building 7, for God's sakes. It didn't fall down to its side. It didn't fall this direction or that direction. Just like the 2 towers. When you look at the temperatures that you can create with fuel in a gas tank or a fuel tank of an airplane, and then you investigate the amount of heat that it would be required to melt the superstructure of the buildings, that came tumbling down. When you put all of that together, the one thing that shows it does not match the facts.
It doesn't match the facts. All right. So this is the government, but it's a good idea to go vote for these people again. So this is what I'm saying. That's why this is what you're supposed to be talking about today. Don't let them control that narrative. They will try to control the narrative today. They will try to let everybody, because they need you to get out there and vote for more lies. They'll try to own that narrative. Don't let them.
Ripe for terrorists, as are there now, while flooding Europe with hundreds of thousands of refugees. Syria. Bolton publicly undermined President Trump's plans to bring U.S. troops home from Syria, announcing that they had to stay to counter Iran. Reality check. An estimated 400,000 people have been killed in Syria, as Bolton's strategy of removing the Assad, quote, regime continues with more refugees.
400,000. But it's okay, Americans, because it's not your kids. It's not you. It's okay. You can get out there and vote for your war criminals to help make the world safer by making every nation on the planet hate you. We only got but so much time. Only got but so much time.
Is flooding into Europe, and that is destabilizing a lot of the European governments. Iran. Bolton has publicly called for war with Iran, parroting Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's calls for an end to the, quote, Iranian regime, pushing Mr. Trump to renege on the nuke deal and undermining Mr. Trump's attempts to meet with Iranian leaders. What's the reality check here? Iranian relations with the United States have worsened with skirmishes in the Gulf, the Persian Gulf, to the point where our own allies like France and Japan in the last couple of weeks are bypassing the United States and reaching out to them, to the Iranians. When has that happened before? Yemen. Bolton has continued to push for more military involvement with the war in Yemen, believing that we must back the Saudi royal family at all cost, and saying that, quote, listen to this. This is a direct quote. That part of the world would be a mess if we leave. Reality check, Mr. Bolton. That part of the world is already a bloody mess. 50,000 children are dead, in large measure because we're there. North Korea. Bolton has repeatedly disagreed with President Trump on his rapprochement with North Korea, and has threatened to attack North Korea for violating U.S. sanctions. Big as life. Reality check. North Korea remains the same nuclear threat it's been as it continues to fire and test missiles. Oh, and it seems to have no interest these days, I don't know if you've noticed, on having any real talks aimed at denuclearizing. China. Bolton has pushed Mr. Trump to pressure China with economic and military threats. Bolton has even suggested using military force to coerce China to comply. Military force, mind you. It's on the record. Bolton, as reported here on this newscast, is also orchestrating the Hong Kong protests in conjunction with anti-China activists like Jimmy Lai. Reality check. China and U.S. relations are at an all-time low. China's growing its military, and U.S. workers are paying the price for the tariffs. So there you have it, essentially. You know, it almost seems like if it were up to John Bolton, our soldiers would be fighting in even more wars than the 7 wars we're already fighting in. But what about Mr. Bolton himself? Ask yourself. Would he send himself to one of these wars? Would he be willing to fight in one of these wars? Go ahead, ask.
You don't have to ask him. You don't have to ask him. I already know he's a coward. John Bolton wouldn't fight. He wouldn't fight or flee. He doesn't have to. He's got the money. He's not going to fight in no war. He's going to send children to do his fighting for him. He's got a big retirement he wants to earn. You know, but this, I got to end this with one more thing. I got to play this video. I'm trying to remember who said we got to invade 7 nations, because it's so much. There's so many lies around all of this. Who said we got to invade 7 nations? What general was that? 7 countries in 2 years. This dude, General Wesley Clark. This is what I'm going to end on right here. This is important. Now, that's not important. Reality martial arts. It helped you during the apocalypse, but this was all planned.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who had used to work for me, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said,
and we're told what to do, right? This is how it works. Like the orders come down, like you vote for these people and you think that the cabinets are running things, but they're actually getting orders from higher up. The orders are handed down. Go talk to any low-level politician you want and ask them quietly. The low-level politicians, like they work across the aisles. They try to figure out solutions. They still think that their job is to solve problems. It's the higher ups, it's just money. They're told what to do. Listen, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do this, we're gonna give you this bag of money, or we're gonna murder you and send you with JFK, or we'll just murder your kids. Or we have the NSA, we have all the information, we got all your pictures, your naked stuff, when you got the times you smoked the weed and the cocaine, and when you went down to cook Cuba and you cheated on your wife. We got all the information because everything's recorded. But the information, the orders, are handed down from on high. And I ain't talking about the almighty. I'm talking about the Rothschild, Mellon, Rockefeller, Israel billionaire, trillionaires that own your damn government. You can stop voting for them. They're not a government. They're a rulerment. They are told what to do, and General Wesley Clark explained this to you. It's just handed down. They don't know why they're doing what they're doing, but that's the job.
But I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that.
Oh, yeah.
He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. The truth is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa. The problem is the opposite. We keep asking for people to intervene and stop it. And there's no question that the presence of petroleum throughout the region has sparked great power involvement. Whether that was the specific motivation for the coup or not, I can't tell you, but there's always been this attitude that somehow we could intervene and use force in the region.
All right. And it's old information too, because we in Africa now, because it's not true that we're not interested in Africa, because Obama put AFRICOM in there. I know, people still believe that Obama is the first black president because America's so great. We just got the black president, the multiracial president. It's like, no. They needed a black president to invade Africa, and that's exactly what they did. And y'all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. You saw the black milky skin and got all excited. We got one in office! No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got a face in office so they could restart slavery by killing Gaddafi so they can get those Northern African and Southern African countries in line. Why? Because the drones don't need so much gas and oil, but the warfare weapons now need the minerals. They need all that coltan. So now Africa's being invaded, but people are still voting for it. And now the handicapped people are getting excited. They're going to get the handicapped person in office. And the Irish want to get the Irish person in office. And Christians want to get more Christian people in office. And meanwhile, it doesn't really matter who's in office. Doesn't really matter. The guarantees that whoever's in office, you're going to have more war. You're going to have more pedophilia. You're going to have less children's rights. They're going to have more weapons trafficking around the world. They're going to put more bases up. They're going to print more of your kid's wealth so that this is your child right here in the apocalypse time. Right there. There go your kid right there. Like, boy, this is your grandkid right there. Looking at all the buildings, trying to figure out, why ain't granddaddy know that they was being lied to and they kept voting for these people blowing every damn thing up, you know? And so, all right, I'm done. I'm going to do some comments. I'm going to get out of here. So, yeah, ding dong, the witch is dead. However, there are going to be a lot more witches, and the witch ain't dead. The witch just got promoted to now, he's probably just going to move to Israel, John Bolton. This is how the world works, you know. But like I said, I think it's a genius model, and I have no issue with how to fix this. I think it's the greatest thing. You got to grow the hell up to fix it. You got to stop fighting with your neighbor and start arguing with the people that are lying to you. The popular ones. You have to actually literally be an adult and mature the hell up and make a friend out of your pseudo fake enemy against your real enemy, against your grandkids' real enemy, against your grandkids' real enemy, if by then they ain't murdered all of us, okay? So I think the system is ingenious. If the human race can't figure out that who the bad guys really are, and that the bad guys really ain't bad, but they're trying to make us better because we're all one energy and it all kind of works together. There's no real evil. It's just unsustainable and sustainable. That's why I appreciate Brother Yancey's explanations. Just unsustainable and sustainable. And blowing up nations is not sustainable. You can call it evil if you want. You can call it bad if you want. But I know it's a hell of a lot of people that are happy to strap bombs to their chest to blow me the hell up because I'm in America and I'm drinking coffee from a cup that their relatives died for in my name. And I'm tired of government going around murdering people around the world in my name. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's going to create a sustainable world. I think you're going to create a world full of enemies, and the first chance they all can get when America looks the other way, they all going to get together and blow us the hell up. That's what I'm saying. You need to watch your behavior. Watch your behavior, because you know what's going to happen, how I think this will probably end up. The Rothschilds will move all of their weapons and Lockheed Martins and Raytheons and all Boeings and just move them to like Russia or China or something, because they really don't care who makes the money for them. They just need somebody to do it. They'll collapse the Americans' currency, and Americans will be busy in the street fighting each other for rice and bread and some milk. And the rest of the nation's like, oh yeah, y'all remember that time? y'all remember that time? Y'all done came to our nation, started dropping bombs. You ain't got no military now, do you? Yeah. Y'all ain't got no food, huh? Oh, you look kind of hungry over there in America. That's what I'm saying. You're being played. You're being played. You need to act like you're an adult and you know you're being played. Ain't no Democrats and Republicans. You all got Republic Democraticans, okay? They're all in the same group and they're all looting your country. They're blowing up the world, and you need to find some sort of sentience or human rights and say no to the system. That's why I ain't voting. Today, that's why I ain't voting. I ain't voting every day for that. That's why I ain't voting. I vote every morning, actually. I just don't pull levers. Every morning I come on here and I vote for, let's act like we're humans. Let's act like we're sentient. Let's act like we give two damns about children or women anywhere in this world. Let's act like the meek should inherit the earth, that the weak are people we should be defending. Let's act like the CIA and the FBI and Homeland Security and everybody that just refuses to get on Photoshop and and draw a picture of an airplane and hitting the Pentagon. Let's pretend we're as smart as they are. They're trying to send us a message because you know they could have made that video, they could have made the Photoshop, and they're not doing it because we got friends on high, but we got to grow up. We got to grow up and help our friends out in the deep state that's trying to tell us we're being lied to, we're being played, and like General Wesley Clark said, they're told what to do. Told. Presidents don't make decisions, they take orders. They are just beneath the janitorial department for the Rothschilds. They're the cleanup crew. Sit in the Oval Office, take orders. The only decisions presidents make are what color the Jell-O they get on Wednesday. And that's only if they start to write wars on Monday. All right? One energy, sustainability. Absolutely, we're one energy. We're just divided up. You ain't drinking out that cup, stop lying. more like a 4. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm drinking out this cup. It's coffee, but you know I'm done with this though. I'm done because the apocalypse is coming. I start out the morning with coffee because I got to get my brain firing, looking what these criminals up to. Y'all keep wanting to put in office. I got to look at the war criminals in the morning. Then I got my smoothie. Look, green smoothie today. I don't even know how this tastes because I didn't have no avocados this morning. I had no bananas. It's kiwi and all kind of lettuce and green stuff. And what else is in there? It's some nuts in here and some seeds is in here. And I don't care how it tastes. You know why? Because this is the future. See the apocalypse behind me? This is the future. I don't care how it tastes. I know that this will help my immune system do what I need to do so I can run when it's time, when your killer robots come that's made on our tax dollars because you keep voting for the criminals that's taking order from the other criminals to kill all us. Go ahead, that's delicious. I feel like running right now. Ooh, a little spicy too. Ooh. I like that. That's good. That's what I'm drinking. So I'm done with the coffee now. I'm done. I need to boost my immune system because it's gonna be a lot. How the guy say in Jurassic Park? Y'all remember the famous line from Jurassic Park? He said, "Yeah, it's a lot of oohs and ahs now. You know, like the presidents get elected, people get all excited, they start cheering. Hey, he's taking the oath. She's taking the oath. Yeah!" Get to the campaign, get to cheering and stuff. And I'm sitting like in the back like Malcolm, like, yeah, you know what? All woos and wows now. A lot of yelling and screaming later. I just hope it's during our generation. That's all I hope the apocalypse happens during our generation because we caused this. I need to see the look on everybody's face when they holding the campaign sign, they see the nukes flying over. I need to, yeah! I think we need to deal with it. It's our problem, not these little kids' problem. See him, does he look happy? He don't look happy, do he? It's our problem. I think we need to deal with it. I don't want our kids and grandkids to have to deal with our dumbness. I need to see your face when you was just like, but I thought Obama was hoping changing. I thought I'm with her and she was gonna make it great again. I thought he was gonna make it great again. Like, no, your country was owned. You were bought in 1913. You were bought in 1913, and everybody in the deep state that refuses to make a Photoshop picture of a plane hitting the Pentagon is trying to tell you that. You are owned. You don't have a government, and damn sure ain't no democracy. Carter told you that, Obama told you that, Trump told you that, Bernie, they all told you that. You just aren't listening. You're not listening to them. You're listening to your fears. You're not listening to your leaders. That's why I don't think we should have leaders. But, here's my stance. I'll vote again. You want to give me the vote? Here's what I do. Give me something to vote on, all right? I'll vote. Give me something to vote on, and not a person. I'm a grown adult. I put my pants on one leg at a time, put my drawers on by my damn self. I don't need to vote for your leaders. Give me something to vote. Give me a choice in voting for going to war in Venezuela. Give me a choice in voting to end the war on drugs. Give me a direct democracy. I get out there and vote. Now it's got to be open source development because the criminals will figure out how to jack up that election. But you give me something to vote on. But voting for Democrats and Republicans and Green Party, that's not voting. That's just waiting till the end of the world. That's not giving me something to vote on. I need something to actually vote on, not somebody to vote for. I'm an adult. I don't need anybody to make my damn decisions. And the sooner we figure that out, more people realize that after the age of 10, you can decide what you want in your world, that you don't need a representative to vote for you. Then we're going to get somewhere. But right now, you're not giving me nothing to vote on. Right now, voting is more 9/11, more USS Liberty, more war on drugs, more mass incarceration, more colonization, more slavery, less jobs, more Americans living under cities. You're not giving me anything to vote on. That's not something you vote on, like the lady said in Avatar. What'd she say? You don't thank for this. And that's how she said it. He was like, thank you. When she saved him because the little were they rabbits or something with big teeth or something? And they was chasing him in the woods and he was running and he was with Jake Sully. He was running and she grabbed the bow and arrow like an Amazon woman. She's like, chack, chack, chack. She killed all of them. He was like, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Blue Lady with the nice blue dress. And she was like, you don't thank for this. This is sad, only sad. And it's sad. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. But listen, I need to get out of here. It's Gerard. Gotta go. Love y'all to death. It's 9/11. Keep in mind the victims of 9/11. Don't keep in mind the government. They're lying to you. They cover things up. They're not releasing the files for 9/11, JFK, Martin Luther King, Tesla, all of them. They're lying, habitual. I like to say habitual. I like that word habitual because it's got a little word in there that I can't say. You got a habitual lying government, all right? We need to stand with the firefighters. We need to stand with the police. We need to stand with the families of 9/11 who are calling for a reinvestigation. Our people were failed and people all over the world. 5 million of them need you to stand up and be an adult and not go with the narrative, but start promoting what the whistleblowers are saying. All right, how it going? Love y'all to death. This is Gerard. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
I come to you with a message of leave-taking and farewell.
This speech did not get very much attention. When a new president is coming to power, as John Kennedy was, the spotlight was not on Dwight Eisenhower.
We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions.
There was a feeling at the time that this must have been written by some speechwriter who just sneaked it into the speech.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.